Hello everybody, this is toysareruss, and for this Threezero figure showcase and review, we're going to be looking at their MDLX. This is Decepticon Megatron, but as you can see underneath there, it says Vintage Animation Edition. So in this video, we're going to have a look at him, see how poseable he is, see how articulate he is. We'll have a look at some of his accessories, how you can use them differently. And of course, we will bring in a couple of other Megatron figures, and indeed some of today's mainline figures, just to give you an idea of how big he is, and of course, how well he displays with them. So while I start to move all of these out of the way, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now, please, because it really will help me out. And once again, to thank Show Z, which is where I got this from, and you can get one for yourself with a direct link in the description if you do so want to. Right, let's move him out of the way first and foremost. Let's have a quick look at the packaging. So for those of you who are aware, Threezero is a licensed company. You can see there, it says at the top, and you can also see the logo there. So this is basically licensed by Hasbro and Takara to make Transformer characters. I was going to say figures, but the figures that they make don't actually transform. And because, again, they're licensed, they can use the proper name, the proper font, and of course, the proper likeness. So the box is a brilliant homage to G1, with the grid, with the correct font, with everything, as I say, and the fact that you can use different ways to display his fusion cannon, which I'm going to show you in a second. This is the Vintage Animation Edition. He comes packaged in this huge clamshell with his fusion cannon and a couple of sets of fists there, which again we'll have a look at right now. So I've gone and attached them all really quick, again just to keep the main length of the video down, but I'll show you just how easy it is to take them on and off. It is as simple as, it's just like that. It's like a jigsaw piece that will slot into there, so that fits on the back. You can also put it in the cannon if you wanted to, and you can also see you've got two slots there, which of course will slot into the forearm like so. Now, in a world where non-transforming Transformer figures is a huge business and a very popular thing, Threezero, to be honest, are at the top of the game. They are absolutely stunning. They're just really good. In fact, so are YOLO Parks. You know, they've all got their own sort of little niches. You can tell that Threezero's has got their own sort of style to it, whereas Blocky's, again, which is brilliant, but it's got its own sort of chibi style this one's got. YOLO Park has got more of, I suppose, an animation accurate, whereas these have got their own sort of stylistic designs to them, which again I think is good because it gives everybody the choice to pick different ones. So hopefully to give you an idea of the size and scale. Will he scale with mainline figures? To be honest, yeah, there you go. That is your Commander class Optimus Prime. So you can see he scales. If you're just worried about putting figures on a shelf and how they look, he towers above the Earthrise one though. But to be fair, yeah, he scales really well, which I didn't expect with the Commander class one. And as I was saying, if you're one of these people who buys figures and puts them on a shelf and you're not too fussed about actually transforming them, then in some cases these, you know, they're absolutely they're outstanding. I've seen videos and other reviewers of people comparing the YOLO Park Starscream to the Masterpiece and actually preferring the YOLO Park because it just looks better on a shelf. Right, let me just lift the camera up ever so slightly so we can have a look at the face sculpt, which is brilliant. Now, the articulation on this is second to none. You can see the neck is moving, it can look up and down. The range of articulation and the movement on this is crazy, as well as the detail, which again is sensational. You've got butterfly joints on the shoulders. You can lift the shoulder joint out of the way, or the shoulder pad rather, out of the way to give yourself the full T. So again, fully poseable there. You can bring it down, you can cover it up. There is a genuine ab crunch. I love that on these figures. Watch how the sort of robotic spine sort of appears at the back. It's crazy. That is intentional, and again, they can do things like this because they don't have to worry about transformation processes and bits and things getting in the way. There he is with his fusion cannon out, which is great. He still has, I'm sure he does, and I've just said that. Oh, maybe he doesn't. I was going to say he has a waist articulation. I'm sure he does, but I don't want to break it. So maybe he doesn't have a waist rotation. The legs, though, the hip skirts, oh, if they pop off, though, it's just as simple as popping a ball and socket joint in like so. Oh, he says, let me see where it's going. I need to put a teeny bit more pressure in. There we go. Now I've knocked that one off. Typical, eh? Really is typical. What have I done here? I've turned it around too far. I'm going to keep rolling, and the reason why I do things like this, there we go, I heard it pop in, is because if it happens to you, you can see just how simple it is to reattach everything. There's nothing worse than a completely perfect review and then yours doing things that you don't expect it to do. Legs will go out to the side, they will kick forwards, they will kick backwards. All of these, 1, 2, 3, 6 hip skirts, etc. will move around. There is a thigh swivel, a huge knee bend, and again, this will even come forward for more articulation. Heel, tilt, rock, toe tap, everything. Even this moves down as well. So much going on here. And anybody who, which to be fair is most of the population, who can pose figures better than me, you're going to have a field day with this figure, because you can just do so much with it. You can also take the back cannon off like so, and then this should, I'm pretty sure I've seen in the instructions or pictures, does it attach? How does it attach? Maybe I'm doing it completely wrong. I think I might need to have a quick look. There is some instructions with it. Let's have a quick look at them. In fact, they're just here. I want to see the picture. No, well, what am I doing wrong? Maybe you got to take this little bit off. There you go. See, I just needed to look at the picture. This will now fit into there. So this is very reminiscent, funnily enough, of the new 86 Megatron, where you can put, this came out before the 86 Megatron, by the way, where you can put that additional bit of course, yeah, what's it called? Is it the barrel? Is it the chamber? I'm not too sure, at the end of the fusion cannon. And to be honest, it sort of works, but I don't think it looks anywhere near as good as when it's on the back, which is of course exactly where it should be. So there you go, that slots in and out of there. We've learned how to do that together. The other thing I need to quickly show you is there is a swivel at the bicep, sorry, at the shoulder. There is loads of flexion at the bicep, 2 double movements there. The wrists will spin round and round, and the same, you can basically just take the hands off. You can see they're on their own ball and sockets, and you can then, I always struggle with these, especially the first time, purely because they need, when they're brand new, they need quite a bit of force just to pop them over, but eventually they get there. And as I say, I personally don't like to change the hands around too much, but if I just show you this, you can see there it's a big ball and socket, so if you want to, you can just take them off and then you can just reattach like so. There we go, that's just popped on. It's as simple as that. Overall, I think he looks great. As I say, they're a lot of fun for people who want to take, you know, toy photographs and everything. They're just ideal. And if you're not bothered about transformation processes and you just want a good looking Megatron figure, there's your answer. Let me know what you think in the comments though, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.